Hello, everyone. So, today's case, we are going to be talking about a young teenage girl who had a very brutal and heartbreaking death. I just want to say, I'm not sure how to pronounce her last name. Her name is Silene. I'm not sure if it's Eaddy or Eddie. So, I apologize if I use the one that's wrong. I'm probably going to go with Silene Eddie. But like I said, I apologize if that's wrong. All the links that I use for research will be down below, like always, and I will also have the link to a Google Docs form for case suggestions. But let's go ahead and get into this. So, Silene was also known as Erica. She loved to dance and sing and was in the gospel choir. She was 15 and living in Columbia, South Carolina with her family. Her mom, Brenda McCoy, had adopted her when she was 5. Brenda remembers Silene very fondly, saying that Silene would try to do things for you. She would try to cook, and she would have her little brother dress up in a suit and meet you at the door. However, her teen years weren't really easy for her. Her adoptive dad would pass away, and she began to hang out with the wrong crowd. And she would, oftentimes, she would run away from home. And this is a quote from Brenda. Brenda says, "I knew she fell in with the wrong crowd of people, so I knew in my heart something was not right. I think in some ways she was afraid because of some of the things she would say, but then she didn't know how to get herself out of that situation." End quote. So we're going to get now into the case portion of it, and it's very sad, so just a heads up. Around 5 a.m. on April 17th in 2004, firemen responded to a call of a small brush fire in southern Richland County near Montgomery Lane and Pincushion Road, just off of Highway 378. While putting out the fire, the body of a teen girl was discovered lying face down. She had been severely beaten, and police believed the victim was still alive when she was set on fire, as there was soot found in her lungs. Just think about that for a second. A horrific death. So, police also believe that she knew the person who killed her and that she was set on fire to destroy the evidence. So, she could have witnessed something that she shouldn't have, or something was done to her that was absolutely horrific, and they basically set her on fire to get rid of that evidence, or to not, be found out, basically. The tracks were found at the scene, and tire tracks were found at the scene, and police followed several leads, but they still didn't have a lot to go on. Eventually, the body was identified as Silene, and they figured that out through dental records, and a necklace with a charm of a shoe or boot that was on it was found around her neck, which was identical to the one that she owned. As of now, to date, no suspects have been arrested, and the case is still unsolved. And this is another quote from Brenda. "It's never going to be easier because I don't know what happened. Now, if I found out what happened, then I can kind of rest my mind." End quote. And then this is a quote from Gene Mincy, I believe, a detective on the case. And he says, "We want to try to help the family and give them some kind of closure. Her adoptive mother will never have closure. You can never completely get it out of your mind." End quote. And we're going to end it with some more quotes. And then I want to talk about this because we really don't have anything on this case. Like, what I told you is the case. And I don't know if it's because they've been investigating and they haven't released anything, or they just truly have not found anything. But when looking through the story of Silene, I couldn't find anything about what they did in terms of investigating or clues or anything like that. So I'm just letting you know that this is essentially all we have. So Brenda says that she tries to stay strong while raising her younger siblings because Silene did have younger siblings. We know about the brother. Eugene and Destiny are her siblings, who are now 23 and 16. She still wants to know who killed her oldest, though, and why. And of course you're going to want to know. Like, that's your baby. your eldest child and they go out in a horrific way, and you don't understand why, because you know them as this lovely, caring, kind person, a child, and someone truly did not care and they set her on fire. I can't imagine just living with never actually knowing what happened. And we're going to finish this off with a quote from Brenda. She says, "The only thing I can do is wait and hope the police find something out or catch who did it. I may be dead and gone when it happens, and it may not happen." End quote. And that is so sad to think about, because there is a chance that she could pass on and never know what happened to Silene. And I can't imagine, having this child in your life and you love them so much, and then this happens to them and never ever knowing what happened to them, who did it, why. Maybe the why isn't as important as the who, but I can't imagine that. And just hoping day by day that the police will find something, literally anything, that could break the case open. And also knowing deep down that there's a very good chance, that that might not happen. And just to think about how Eugene and Destiny feels. She would make her brother dress up in a suit and go away by the door, and, maybe he still remembers that. And just out of nowhere, his sister is gone. And I'm not sure how old Destiny was when she passed. I'm not even quite sure how old Eugene was. We just know that he's the younger brother, or if she even really remembers Silene. You know what I'm saying? Like, they missed out on really knowing who their older sister is. So it's not just heartbreaking for Brenda, it's also heartbreaking for Eugene and Destiny, because they'll never really get to know their sister. But I really truly hope that they will eventually find something that will break this case open. I don't think it's unsolvable. I think they just need to find the right people, the people that were with her that night. Um, I wonder if she ever told Brenda, like, the names of the people she hung out with, and I feel like they definitely had a hand in that. You're hanging out with the wrong crowd of people. Who knows what you're saying? Maybe they're doing something you don't want to be a part of, and they do something to you. Like, that's kind of like where my mind went to. I was like, it has to be the group of kids or whoever she was hanging out with that weren't very good. So I wonder if she ever told her mom names, and if Brenda even remembered those names, if she gave them to the police. Um, they could be people that they could question. I'm sure if they knew the names, they probably have questioned them. But I don't know. I feel like there could just definitely be something there. But what do you guys think? What do you think, or who do you think could have done this to Silene? Do you think this was like a crime of opportunity? Or maybe it was the people that she was hanging out with? I'd be really interested in knowing, but please be respectful down below. You never know if family is going to come across these videos, and, I don't want them to see nasty or disrespectful comments about their loved one that is no longer with us. So please just keep it respectful down below. But please let me know your thoughts, and if any family comes across this video, I just want to say that I'm truly sorry about what happened to Silene. She seemed like such a beautiful girl, and she really had such a beautiful description, wanting to sing and dance and all of that good stuff, and always wanting to help people and making her brother dress up. Like, she just sounded like a really sweet girl, and I'm sorry that she was taken from you, and I truly hope that you guys will be able to find peace. But that is all I have for me today, guys. I don't even have a phone number for y'all to tell you guys if you have any information or anything like that. So, this took place, like I said, in Columbia, South Carolina, if that helps. Uh, but that's going to be all from me today. Thank you so much for listening to Selene's story, and I will see you guys very soon. Bye, guys.